The Necklace, Part 2. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to recall the first part of the story, The Necklace. Narrate what had happened after Matilda lost the necklace. Explain how Mr. and Mistress Loisel replaced the necklace. Elucidate the tragedy that transformed the Loisels' household. Comprehend the moral of the story and interpret the characters. Answer the questions related to the story and enrich your vocabulary. Before beginning with Part 2, let's have a quick recap of the Part 1 story, The Necklace, written by Guy de Maupassant. Madame Matilda Loisel was a pretty, young woman who always desired to be rich. With no choice left, she married a petty clerk named Loisel Victor. One day, her husband brought an invite to attend a grand ball at the minister's residence. But, Matilda, who was always discontented with her simple life, refused to go to the ball, and blamed her destiny for not owning even a good outfit. Somehow, she convinced her husband to buy a new gown, and later borrowed a jewelry from her friend named Jean Forestier. Wearing the new outfit and borrowed diamond necklace, Matilda looked beautiful, and succeeded in garnering everyone's attention at the party. She had a great time at the ball, but her excitement ended as soon as they returned home. When Matilda stood before the mirror to delight herself with the last look of the well-groomed outlook, she realized that her neck was bare and the diamond necklace was missing. Matilda was frozen with shock. What happens then is what we are going to see in Part 2. The result of false pride. Here we go. Victor was undressing his party wear, and suddenly he heard Matilda's cry.
What is the matter?
I no longer have Madame Forestier's necklace.
What? How is that? It is not possible.
Filled with dismay, they looked in the folds of the dress, in the folds of the cloak, in the pockets and everywhere around. But they could not find it.
You are sure you still had it, when we left the minister's house?
Yes, I felt it as we came out.
But if you had lost it in the street, we should have heard it fall. It must be in the cab.
Yes, it is possible. Did you take the number?
No. And you, did you notice what it was?
No.
They looked at each other utterly cast down. At last, Victor got dressed again to begin his search.
I am going over the track where we went on foot, to see if I can find it.
After he left, Matilda was unable to sleep, and remained in her evening gown. Around 7 in the morning, Victor returned with empty hands. He had gone to the police and to many cab offices. Also, he advertised in the newspapers, offering a reward. At home, Matilda waited anxiously in a state of bewilderment, thinking about the frightful disaster. Victor returned home in the evening with a pale face, as he discovered nothing.
Write to your friend that you have broken the clasp of the necklace, and that you will have it repaired. That will give us time.
Matilda accepted and wrote what he dictated. The week was about to end, and they had lost all their hopes. Finally, Victor, who was 5 years elder than Matilda, decided to replace the jewel with a new one. After a sober hunt, they found a chaplet of diamonds in a shop of the Palais Royal, which almost resembled the lost one. The necklace valued 40,000 francs, however they could get it for 36,000 francs. Loisel Victor possessed 18,000 francs, which his father had left, and he had to borrow the rest. So, he had to make ruinous promises to gather money from usurers, and the whole race of lenders. Finally, after gathering the 36,000 francs, he deposited it on the merchant's counter, and purchased the new necklace. When Matilda went to return the jewel, Madame Forestier was unhappy about the delay, and spoke in a frigid tone to Matilda.
You should have returned them to me sooner, for I might have needed them.
Matilda feared that Madame Forestier would open the jewel box. She was wondering, what would she think if she should perceive the substitution? What should she say? Would she take her for a robber? As a sense of relief, Madame Forestier did not open the jewel box. Now on, Matilda prepared herself for the horrible life of necessity. She decided to do her part heroically to repay the frightful debt in some way or the other. So, they sent away their maid, changed their lodgings and rented some rooms in an attic. Matilda learned the odious kitchen work. She washed the dishes. She washed the soiled linen, their clothes and dishcloths, which she hung on the line to dry. She carried the refuse to the street each morning, and brought up the water, stopping at each landing to catch her breath. Clothed like a woman of the people, Matilda went to the grocery shop, the butcher shop and the fruit shop with a basket in her arm. She shopped, haggling to the last sou of her miserable money. Her hair badly done, her skirts awry, her hands red, and she washed the floors with large pails of water. Victor worked in the evenings, putting the books of some merchants in order. At nights, he often did page copying at 5 sous per page. This way of survival lasted for about 10 years. At the end of 10 years, they had restored all, and had repaid their debts. Now, Matilda looked old, but she had turned to be a strong, hard, and the crude woman of common poor family, who spoke in a loud tone. Sometimes, when her husband was at the office, she would seat herself before the window, and think of the evening party, which was the last time she looked beautiful and so flattered. She would wonder, how would it have been if she had not lost the necklace? Who knows? How singular is life, and how full of changes. How a small thing will ruin or save one. One Sunday, while walking along the Champs-Élysées, she suddenly perceived a woman walking with a child. It was Madame Forestier, still young, still pretty, still attractive. Matilda was confused whether to talk to her or not, since she had returned the jewelry and paid her debts. She finally approached her.
Good morning, Jeanne.
Madame Forestier could not recognize her, but was astonished to be addressed by this common personage.
Madam, I do not know, you must be mistaken.
No, I am Matilda Loisel.
Oh, my poor Matilda. How you have changed.
Yes, I have had some hard days since I saw you, and some miserable ones, and all because of you.
Because of me? How is that?
You recall the diamond necklace that you loaned me to wear to the minister's ball?
Yes, very well.
Well, I lost it.
How was that, since you returned it to me?
I returned another to you exactly like it, and it has taken us 10 years to pay for it. You can understand that, it was not easy for us who have nothing, but it is finished and I am decently contented.
You say that you bought a diamond necklace to replace mine?
Yes. You did not perceive it then? They were just alike.
Matilda smiled with proud and simple joy. Madame Forestier was touched by Matilda's act, and held both her hands.
Oh, my poor Matilda. Mine were false. They were not worth over 500 francs.
Matilda was dumbstruck again. Before concluding, let's check on some important questions and answers. Conclusion. Through this story, the author tries to convey that Matilda's desire to live a materialistic life, filled her life with sorrow and grief. If Matilda had the guts to reveal the truth to Forestier, she might not have lost her youth and beauty which she pined for. Thus, we must realize that one small thing could change the course of anyone's life. So, we should be contented with what life gives us. Let us summarize the story The Necklace, Part 2. Matilda, who always dreamt of grandeur and luxuries, borrowed a necklace from her friend to attend a party. Unknowingly, she lost the necklace, and her husband had to borrow a huge sum of money to replace the jewelry. In order to repay the debts, Matilda worked like an ordinary maid, doing all the household works herself. Matilda's husband did extra work in the evenings and nights to save money. After 10 years of unpleasant struggle, they became free from all the debts. One fine day, Matilda learned that, The lost necklace was not made up of real diamonds, and they had lost their happiness just for nothing. Thus, the story conveyed that false pride was the cause of all their sufferings.